Makeba Riddick is, I would say, a very dynamic woman, someone who made it through a lot of adversity and obstacles to achieve everything that she's dreamed about since she was a child. I worked very hard. I've been in music school my whole life. I went to the Baltimore High School for Performing Arts, and then I went to Berklee College of Music. When I moved to New York from college, I met so many different people and so many different producers that heard my demos and heard my recordings and were like, you really need to take this seriously. So I did, and a hit songwriter was born. When I initially moved to New York, there were so many different things that I wanted to do and that I could do because I had a degree in music business management, I could sing, but there was this one studio session I had with a writer by the name of Curtis Richardson. And he heard one of my demos and he sat me down and he said to me, you have a gift that you really need to take seriously. And your gift is singing and songwriting. And whatever you decide to do in that realm, you should really take it seriously. And I think that was my aha moment, and I said, okay, this is for me. I have so far worked with Jennifer Lopez, Toni Braxton, Fantasia, Avant, Rihanna, Beyonce, Jessica Simpson. I got my first publishing deal when I was 22 years old. I had my first #1 hit record when I was 23. A good friend of mine, Curtis Richardson, the writer, who told me, you need to get focused on this. Now, a year and a half later, you know, he took me under his wing and we were writing together. He introduced me to so many producers all over New York. And we just happened to get a track from Corey Rooney, who at that time was Jennifer Lopez's main producer. And at that time, I mean, I know that's a long shot. Jennifer Lopez, the movie star, you know, but Curtis and I went in and we wrote a song called All I Have. And weeks later, I got a call from Max Goose at Epic saying that Dave McPherson, the president of the label at the time, loved the record. And the next thing I know, I was out here in LA and I'm coming home from the studio and I'm like, that song sounds familiar. Turn the radio up and it was All I Have. And I was like, oh my goodness, that is crazy. A song that I co-wrote, that I had input in, is on the radio. You know, and from there it went #1 and it stayed #1 for 5 weeks. And back then at 22, 23, I just didn't know what that meant. I was like, okay, yeah, great, a #1 record. Until it was no longer #1. And I was like, okay, then I realized what the impact of that was. If I could give advice to up-and-coming songwriters and producers, I would say develop a thick skin, because you are one of hundreds of thousands of people that are making tracks, that are writing songs, that can sing, that are talented. You know, develop thick skin, because even if you get 100 doors closed in your face, there's somebody that's gonna open that door and say, yeah, you're the one, I wanna work with you. I think I work my hardest when I'm under pressure. When the gauntlet is about to drop, when it's the 13th hour, when the label needs the song turned in yesterday, when the album is going to mastering in an hour, I think that's when Makeba Riddick Woods really comes alive, and you know, I work my best. You know, you're never gonna grow in your comfort zone. You have to step out of that, no matter how hard it is, and just, you know, take life by the neck and say, this is my God-given right to be great, you know, and I believe this, and you have to sacrifice for that. Good things come to those who work hard because of their dedication, their ambition, their drive. You can accomplish nothing in life without drive. You cannot accomplish success in life without passion for it. Your blood, sweat, and tears is what's gonna bring all of your dreams to fruition.